The City of Menasha is pleased to present video recordings of City Council and City Committee meetings. Menasha residents and interested parties can get information about city meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents from the city website, www.menashawi.gov. Expression of opinions regarding City of Menasha issues or about these broadcasts can be made by contacting the Mayor's Office, 920-967-3608. Contacting their city alderman. Contact information appears on the city website. Or by completing the electronic feedback form on the city website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.
Good evening. I'd like to call the City of Menasha Common Council meeting to order with the new council. So if you would please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Clerk Snyder, if we could have the roll, please.
Alderman Rand. Present. Alderman Eisenach. Here. Alderman Hale. Here. Alderman Perkins. Here. Alderman Lewis. Here. Alderman Marshall. Here. Alderman Grotti. Here. Alderman Rapella. Here. All are present.
Thank you, Clerk. Next, we'll move on to E, which is report of department officers, department heads, staff, and consultants. Is there a motion? Alderman Grotti.
Thank you. Are we doing the motion on the minutes or just the motion on the?
To approve the
heads.
protocol committee meeting minutes.
Okay, good, that's what I thought. Okay, before we make the motion for the protocol committee minutes, there's a couple minor changes to the minutes that we noticed from the meeting.
Alderman Grotti, if I could interject, do you want corrections for the minutes or amendment to the resolution when we get to that later in the agenda?
Okay, we can do that later when we get to the agenda. This time I'll make the motion that we approve the protocol committee minutes of 4/9/25.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, motion was made by Alderman Grotti, seconded by Alderman Rapella. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the ayes have it. Next, we'll move on to F, which is public comment on any matter of concern to the city. So if anybody in the gallery wishes to speak this evening of anything of concern to the city, please step up to the podium, state your first and last name and address. Would anybody like to speak? All right, seeing none, then we'll move on to K, which is ordinances and resolutions. Is there a motion? Alderman Grotti.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. At this time, we'll make the motion for Resolution R-1225, adopting the rules of the Common Council, and the mayor introduced by Mayor Hammond.
Is there a second? Motion was made by Alderman Grotti, seconded by Alderman Perkins. Is there any discussion? Alderman Grotti.
Yes, at this time, I'd like to make the changes to the ordinance, to the resolution that we did have. We changed, there's 1.05, order of business. We had item 15 crossed out, which is the item for the next meeting agenda. But 15 should be adjournment right now instead of 16 being adjournment, with 15 being moved. Also, in the notifications of absentees of members, it reads, any alderman who cannot attend a council meeting, and here's the addition, or their assigned committee meeting. It did not say, or their assigned committee meeting. So we to make that change to the minutes, very, very minute. And then 1.15, same type of connotation as to the committee meeting. Presence is required at all common council and the assigned committee meetings.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, motion was made by Alderman Grotti, seconded by Alderman Rapella. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, if we could have a voice vote, please.
Alderman Rand. Alderman Eisenach. Alderman Hale. Alderman Perkins. Alderman Lewis. Alderman Marshall. Alderman Grotti. Alderman Rapella. Motion to amend carries 8-0 on roll call.
All right, so now the resolution is on the floor with the accepted amendments. Is there any further discussion on the resolution, which, just for context, is the rules that you are all agreeing to have established for the next year? Happy to go through it with you in more depth when we do our orientation in a couple weeks, but this is kind of the ground rules for this respected body, for this council and myself. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, if we could have a voice vote on the resolution as amended, please.
Alderman Rand. Alderman Eisenach. Alderman Hale. Alderman Perkins. Alderman Lewis. Alderman Marshall. Alderman Grotti. Alderman Rapella. Motion carries as amended 8-0.
Thank you, Clerk Snyder. Next, we'll move on to appointments, and the first is for the Common Council President. This is for a one-year term effective immediately. So with that, are there any nominations? Are there any? District 2. Sorry. Alderman Eisenach.
Thank you. I would like to nominate Ted Grotti.
All right, so the nomination was made for Alderman Ted Grotti by Alderman Eisenach, and Alderman Perkins expressed her support with a second. So that nomination is accepted. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I will now call the nomination for the council president to a close and ask the clerk to submit a unanimous ballot for Alderman Ted Grotti as the common council president. Congratulations, Common Council President Ted Grotti. Next one is an alderman member to the Plan Commission, and again, this is for 1 year, effective immediately. Are there any nominations for the alderman for the Plan Commission? Alderman Perkins.
I nominate Chris Rand.
The motion has been made to nominate Chris Rand to the Plan Commission. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Alderman Randy Rapella.
Thank you. I'll nominate Rosita to the Planning Commission.
All right, Alderman Rapella has nominated Alderman Eisenach to be the Common Council member to the Plan Commission. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, then I would ask the clerk to conduct a voice vote to decide who will be the alderman for the Plan Commission.
In this vote, based on the nominations, you'll indicate Alderman Rand or Alderman Eisenach. Alderman Rand? Alderman Eisenach? Alderman Hale? Alderman Perkins? Alderman Lewis? Alderman Marshall? Alderman Grotti? Alderman Rapella? The vote carries for Alderman Eisenach as the alderman member to the Plan Commission.
Congratulations, Alderman Eisenach. The next one would be alternate alderman member to the Plan Commission. This is also a 1 year term effective immediate, and this would be where you would attend the meetings regularly and be the alternate voting member in the absence of the alderman member of the Plan Commission. So with that, are there any nominations for the alternate member for the Plan Commission? Alderman Eisenach.
Thank you. I would like to nominate Rand.
All right, Alderman Eisenach has nominated Alderman Rand to be the alternate member for the Plan Commission. Are there any other nominations? Alderman Rapella.
I'll nominate Alderman Hale.
All right, Alderman Rapella nominated Alderman Hale. So are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? With that, Clerk Snyder will conduct a voice vote, and again, this is to elect who will be the alternate member for the Plan Commission between Alderman Hale and Alderman Rand.
Alderman Rand? Alderman Eisenach? Alderman Hale? Alderman Perkins? Alderman Lewis? Alderman Marshall? Alderman Grotti? Alderman Rapella? The motion carries 5-3 for Alderman Rand.
Congratulations, Alderman Rand. All right, and now the next item would be to recess to committee, and then after this, we will start the administration committee. Is there a motion to recess? Is there a second? All right, motion was made by Alderman Marshall, seconded by Alderman Rapella. Is there any discussion? All right, and maybe to keep things clean, to do a voice vote for the motion to go into recess.
Alderman Rand? Alderman Eisenach? Alderman Hale? Alderman Perkins? Alderman Lewis? Alderman Marshall? Alderman Grotti? Alderman Rapella? Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you, clerk. Can we stand at recess? All right, now I would look for a motion to reconvene back into the session for the Common Council. Is there a motion? Is there a second? All right, motion was made by Alderman Randy Rapella, seconded by Alderman Terry Perkins. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, just because I did a voice vote before, I'll ask for a voice vote to reconvene.
Alderman Rand? Alderman Eisenach? Alderman Hale? Alderman Perkins? Alderman Lewis? Alderman Marshall? Alderman Grotti? Alderman Rapella? Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you, clerk. Next, we will move on to appointments, and this is for section N of appointments, and this appointment would be for the at-large member of the Protocol Committee, and that is the committee that sets the resolution for the Common Council that you all had voted on earlier, and if grievances and things like that are ever filed. This is a one-year term for this at-large member, effective immediately. Do we have any nominations? Do we have any nominations? Alderman Eisenach?
I would like to nominate Ted Grotti.
All right, Alderman Ted Grotti was nominated. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? That is a very good point. So any other, no, it's okay. As soon as I heard that, I was like, yeah, that's right now with the rules changing and him being Common Council President. So he's already on there. And for point of clarification, Protocol Committee is Mayor, Common Council, Chair of the Personnel Committee, and then there will be a singular alderman that is an additional at-large member for the Protocol Committee. So apologies, I should have made mention of that earlier. So is there a motion for one of your colleagues that isn't already Chair of the Personnel Committee or Common Council President that you would like for this at-large role for the? All right, Alderman. Nope, she's the Vice Chair, so she could do that. No, Alderman Lewis, for a point of clarification, because she's Vice Chair, she could be the at-large member. So the nomination was made for Alderman Lewis to be the at-large member for the Protocol Committee. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? All right, and then there was a nomination for Alderman Marshall for the at-large member for the Protocol Committee. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, you will be voting between Alderman Marshall or Alderman Lewis for the at-large member for the Protocol Committee. So clerk, if we could have a voice vote on that, please.
Alderman Rand? Alderman Eisenach? Alderman Hale? Alderman Perkins? Alderman Lewis? Alderman Marshall? Alderman Grotti? Alderman Rapella? Motion goes 6-2 for Alderman Marshall.
All right, congratulations, Alderman Marshall. Next, we will seek a nomination for One moment, please. I'm sorry. Oh. All right, sorry. I had to reread this a couple times. Thank you for the clarification, clerk. So the members of the IT steering committee would be chair or vice chair of the administration committee. So that would be Alderman Eisenack. So congratulations. And then moving next would be Nina Menasha Fire Rescue Joint Finance and Personnel Committee. No action required because it would be Council President Grotti, and then it would be Chairperson Perkins of the Personnel Committee. And then later in this agenda, you will see my appointment, of course, for your approval for the at-large member for the Nina Menasha Fire Rescue. So I think all that we would have left would be you all to elect one of yourselves in this room to be the aldermanic representative for the Sustainability Committee. So are there any nominations? Alderman Perkins?
I nominate Lewis.
All right, Alderman Perkins nominated Alderman Lewis to be on the Sustainability Committee. Are there any other nominations? All right, Alderman Grotti nominated Alderman Rand to be on the Sustainability Committee. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, clerk, if we could please have a vote.
Alderman Rand. Alderman Eisenach. Alderman Hale. Alderman Perkins. Alderman Lewis. Alderman Marshall. Alderman Grotti. Alderman Rapella. The vote is 4-4, so Mayor Hammond will be our tiebreaker. Mayor Hammond.
Alderman Rand.
Motion carries 5-4 for Alderman Rand.
All right. Moving on is my appointments. I have them in a grouping for various committees, so either take them individually or all as a collective, but I would seek a motion for approval for the mayoral appointments. Alderman Grotti?
Yes, I'd like to take all together, A, B, C, D, and E, to approve the mayor's appointments to the various people for the various committees or boards.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, motion was made by Alderman Grotti and seconded by Alderman Rapella. I'll read what the appointments are just for the record and so everyone is aware. So A is an appointment of Alderman Ted Grotti to be the aldermanic representative for the Park and Recreation Board. B is Alderman Tim Hale to be the aldermanic representative for the Landmarks Commission. C is for Alderman Tom Marshall to be the aldermanic representative for the Nina Menasha Fire Rescue Joint Finance and Personnel Committee. D is reappointment of Director Jennifer Sassman to the Room Tax Commission for the term of June 1st, 2025 to May 31st of 2026. And then lastly, E is an appointment of Alderman Chris Rand to the Racine Street, Main Street, and Racine Street and Up Street Roundabout Landscape Special Committee for the term of tomorrow, April 16th, 2025, to completion of the Racine Street, Main Street Roundabout, and Racine Street and Up Street Roundabout Landscape projects. Is there any discussion on the respected appointments before you? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, the ayes have it. Next would be public comment on any matter listed on this agenda specifically. Does anyone in the gallery wish to speak on anything on the agenda for the new council? Just ask that you step up to the podium, state your first and last name and address. Would anybody like to speak this evening? All right, seeing none, because this agenda was created obviously with the previous rules before the adoption of the new resolution for the rules of the council, there is items for next meeting agenda. Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? All right, motion was made by Alderman Grotti, seconded by Alderman Perkins to adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, we are adjourned at 6:40 p.m. Thank you, everybody. And just so everybody is aware, there is a Common Council social to follow. It will be at the Stone Toad Bar and Grill, 1109 Oneida Street. So thank you very much.
The City of Menasha is pleased to present video recordings of City Council and City Committee meetings. Menasha residents and interested parties can get information about city meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents from the city website, www.menashawi.gov. Expression of opinions regarding City of Menasha issues or about these broadcasts can be made by contacting the Mayor's Office, 920-967-3608. Contacting their city alderman. Contact information appears on the city website. Or by completing the electronic feedback form on the city website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.